All right, welcome to the Superledger podcast, episode number 96. Our guest today is Panos from Anodos Finance. It's going to be a great conversation here today. I'm really looking forward to it. Before we get into that, a couple minutes of housekeeping here. The sponsor today is the Corium Community DAO. Corium Community DAO is a hub of resources, networking opportunities in the Corium, XRPL, and IBC ecosystem. You can earn up to 40% APY by staking your Corium with the Corium Community DAO and Validator. If you need to learn more about that, just head to coriumcommunitydao.com for all the information there. Co-host today, as usual, trusted teammate Articulate. How are you doing today?
I'm sorry, I'm good. I was just getting the message out. Glad to be here and looking forward to a great show as usual. Second time having Anodos on the show and what we learned today.
Yeah, you bet. We do a weekly spin for the Corium Punks bounty. Spin 10,000 Corium Community DAO tokens attached to one lucky Corium Punk number, whether it's minted or not. Do you have our winning number there today?
Yes, so shout out to the Corium Punks community, and we are still in distribution mode for our CCD token, and this is why every week we do a weekly spin to get some of those tokens out to our valued holders and also our supporters in the community. So this week we did a spin, and the lucky punk number is 6797. So if you're the holder of punk number 6797, you just won yourself 10,000 CCD tokens. To claim those, you could come to our Discord, open a ticket, and we'll get those tokens over to you. So again, the number is 6797.
Awesome. And as you can see here, this is a streaming Superledger podcast. As you know, we've moved to this format when we bring in powerful guests such as the one we have here today. It just adds an extra bit of value to have that visual component to show off the technologies and ideas that we're talking about. So let us know what you think about that. Drop a like, share, comment below. If you have any questions during the show, just drop them in the comments, whether it be on X or YouTube, and we'll certainly try and get that all attended. And just a reminder for those that do like our weekly X space, we're going to do the Superledger podcast post show on X just for a quick post show wrap up, just talk about this week in crypto. And say hello to everybody after the show there. So we will get into it here, wasting no more time. We have Panos with us again today. Welcome back to the show there, Panos. You and Anodos Finance are building world's first XRPL powered neobank that's on chain. Is that a correct assessment? And a whole lot more probably that we're going to talk about today. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Chris and Articulate. Thanks for the invite. It's great to be back. I think it was almost a year ago that I came to the show, and there has been a lot of new developments and changes since then. So yeah, I would say I think when I came last time, end of last year, we just had Swap V2 launched. And now we have the full Anodos V2 platform with liquidity, the portfolio dashboard, and with MXRP now, some new things and new features coming into both our platform and the XRPL ecosystem. But generally, I would say that right now our mission is more clear, and we know what we want to do and where we want to be. So I would say, that, Anodos Labs is, the company and everything, is done under the Anodos Labs umbrella. And I like to describe it as a fintech company, building next-gen financial solutions powered by blockchain technology. And our mission is to make finance easier and empowering for everyone, and providing these tools for both individuals and small businesses to be their own bank and take control of their finances.
that's an important conversation these days. Being your own bank, taking control of your finances. I'm a Canadian. We've had our share of problems here, so that's definitely why I keep my eye on what you're building here. It's powerful stuff, and it empowers a lot of people for very important reasons. Some beyond our control, but no, that's great. And I think since we last spoke, you have somewhat of an institutional facing product too, or partnership. Is that correct?
So technically, when we spoke, we had like Anodos, which was like a decentralized asset management platform with like on-chain portfolios. But we decided to like sunset this product, for several reasons. First and most important is that we wanted to move away from this investing, let's say, use case, and like go into more, let's say, real world applications. Because obviously when someone thinks about crypto, when you talk to someone about crypto, first mind goes to investing or trading. And this is something that we want to avoid and change, because if like we want mass adoption, we need to promote all these real world use cases out there, and ideally not mentioning blockchain at all. Also, since then we also had like Paradigm in the plans, which will be like a platform for focus on businesses and like institutional DeFi. But we decided to merge that with our upcoming mobile app, which is an on-chain neobank, which I can say like more about that later. And since then, we also got accepted into the XRPL accelerator by Ripple and Tenity. We also recently just joined like the Axelar accelerator, and we're also now working with some new features for Anodex, which is like bridging, for example, through Axelar, connecting the XRPL and the XRPL EVM sidechain. The Anodos wallet, which is will actually be like an embedded wallet only for our products, powered by passkeys, which will allow anyone to create an XRPL account with a single tap. So you use like your biometrics, like you like open your phone with your fingerprint or like Face ID. It'll be exactly as simple as easy to like create a blockchain account. So that's also coming very soon. And 2 weeks ago, we also hosted our first XRPL meetup here in Greece, together with XRPL Commons. And we also announced the first XRPL hub that we want to create next year. And Ether, which will be our infrastructure layer, and a single API that will not only power our apps, but also the whole XRPL ecosystem and the future projects.
Wow. So you're really taking advantage of the EVM connectability. Yeah. And when we last spoke, the AMM was just recently came live on the XRPL, and obviously, at this point, we could all see the value that has brought and the functionality it's brought to a builder such as yourself here. And we're kind of hit the next stage there too with the Axelar EVM connection. It's kind of started this whole other flywheel effect of ideas and connectivity, and so it's a great segue. The Axelar EVM machine is obviously a key part of what you're doing today, then I assume, and it's brought you as a builder quite a bit of value.
So technically, I think we all know that the future is multi-chain. There will not be one winner, and one network obviously can't handle all the traffic or like all the features. XRPL, it's perfect for let's say fast and cheap transactions, especially, and it's basically more focused into financial use cases. Yes, you can build other things like with NFTs, gaming, like many different use cases. But it's really built for financial use cases. That's like the primary use case, and we can see that in the built-in features, like the payment engine, the escrow checks, all these built-in features that the XRPL has. It's really built around financial use cases. And it also doesn't have like smart contract and programmability, although maybe that's something that will come in the future. But still, there will not be one winner. So we need to have like this seamless interoperability where we can just connect with different networks, like different assets, different like sources of liquidity, but with the goal of for the end user to never realize about it. I think that's the end goal. It's all up to us, the builders, the developers, the infrastructure players, to abstract all this from the end users. And this is what we are, trying to do for, let's say, the consumer side. And I have also given like that analogy for like what Ripple is doing for institutions, we're trying to do for consumers. So yes, Ripple is have built all this great infrastructure and like payment network around banks and institutions, and they are building this Internet of Value, as I call it. But unfortunately, it just stays there to institutions. We want to bring that directly to consumers. So in a sense, you can say that we are building the Internet of Value for consumers. So it's like by consumers, for consumers. We're trying to just build these consumer apps and try to bring all these powerful features directly to people and to retail.
That's amazing, and we need it. We need it. I think the institutions are going to try and get their claws on as much of this DeFi and infrastructure as they can, and then bring it back behind their walls again. And I don't think we're going to get the full experience as we might see, or the potential of it if that happens. So it's important to me to really highlight and promote the ones that are building true DeFi, because it's going to be more and more important. Most of the people on this planet don't even know how important it's going to be yet. So it's amazing that you're getting out ahead of that. And so for this might not be the greatest example for the question, but I'll use it as an opportunity for a shameless plug. Corium Community DAO token is an asset that's created on Corium. We've recently been activated on the bridge over to the XRPL. So we're looking at creating some pools on the XRPL as an asset coming onto the XRPL. And that's one of the powerful things I like about the Corium bridge is it's not just about taking assets off of the XRPL into DeFi elsewhere. It's bringing value in assets that are created elsewhere onto the XRPL ledger. So that's what we're trying to demonstrate with the CCD token. But in short, maybe not the best example for us. We were quite familiar with the XRPL and its community, but when an asset's coming in from these other IBC connections or EVMs connections, what value can you bring them as a platform to introduce them maybe for the first time to the XRPL and to get that value out of it?
So our core, like say, consumer product, consumer-facing product right now is Anodos, which really wanted to. I mean, it just started as a simple, let's say, DEX interface, but it now has expanded to much more. And we wanted to be a one-stop shop for all things DeFi on the XRP ledger. So yeah, I mean, you can swap, you can create your pools, you provide liquidity on the but you also now have like the portfolio dashboard to select different metrics. Also adding like the bridge to be able to like bridge assets between XRPL and other chains, and willing to support any other core financial use cases, DeFi, let's say, protocols that are launched on XRPL, like lending, the lending protocol that's coming. So yeah, basically anything that you can do on DeFi and around tokens on XRPL, you can do that through our platform. We support like several XRP wallets, adding more, and also, as I said, like bringing our own to improve onboarding and make it super simple to onboard on XRPL and interact with the ecosystem and our features. Anything you can imagine around tokens, from swapping to providing liquidity, bridging, all this kind of stuff. You are able to do that on our platform, and I think we have created a user-friendly interface so that anyone can like interact in a simple way without like all this complexity that most other platforms have. I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I said, that's definitely something we're going to be looking at here moving forward. As mentioned, we are going to be bringing starting some pools on the XRPL, and definitely want to maximize our time and value that we get out of doing that. So we'll definitely be looking at your platform for it, and we're going to take a look at that a little bit more here today too, and let you highlight some of that on the show here. That's why we're doing the video. But and I'll get articulated here to ask some questions here shortly too, before we get to that. But as far as the growth in the XRPL, I guess with these bridges and connectivity, are you seeing kind of the intended effect? Are you seeing more developer interest and interest outside? We have a recent announcement I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about with the Midas and the Axler connection there with the MXRP. I spoke with a couple community members about that, and it's clearly something I need to learn a little bit more about to understand it, but it looks quite interesting. It's had a heck of an uptake. Last I seen, over $22 million has moved into there, likely more by now. That's probably old information. But is that bringing the value and energy that you expected once this connection went live?
I think the MXRP launch was very successful. We saw lots of activity and volume, both on the DEX and our generally the XRPL DEX and our platform as well. We broke all the records this week. Lots of new users as well. So I think bringing new quality assets on the XRPL is very good for the whole ecosystem. And MXRP is a good start. We also FXRP launch from Flare. I think all these different types of assets are great for the ecosystem. There's no because I've seen let's say some hate and some people trying to create division or between different ecosystems or assets, and I don't think that benefits anyone. Ultimately, I think as long as the project and the asset is legit and everything works as intended, I think it's great for the ecosystem. So all these things are great. And for the MXRP, it's launched by Axlar and Midas, which are big names in the industry. And also MXRP is the first yield-bearing version of XRP, which I think is very important. For the first time now, you can all the other ecosystems have had for years, for the last few years. Now we can have that on the XRPL ecosystem as well. So people can hold MXRP and just earn, let's say, the value, the yield that is generated from this asset. So technically, you can think of MXRP as XRP plus accumulated yield. So all you have to do is just hold MXRP and its value increases over time. So generate yield, they pay out every week. So every week the value of MXRP grows. It's very similar to STETH or SFLR for example, or JITO on all these different ecosystems. The idea is the same, although these are primarily used for staking, while on XRPL you don't have staking or any native mechanism that generates yield. So there must be other ways to generate yield, and this is done by deploying the capital to different DeFi protocols, market making, lending, all this kind of stuff that gives yield, and that they give them back to the holders. But ultimately, I think these kind of assets are very useful. But I would also love to see more in terms of developers. Yes, we're seeing some, let's say, new developers, but not as much as I would like. And I think this is where Ether comes in, our infrastructure layer that we announced. Because I think the problem is, not just with XRPL, but most blockchains. But generally with XRPL, we know that most people don't even know, even XRP holders, of the core features of the XRP ledger and all these amazing things that the ledger can do. So we need a way to bring all this to the surface and give them ready to both like projects, developers, users to be able to use them. So on the one hand, this is what we're doing with our consumer-facing apps, and on the other hand, for developers and projects, this is what we want to do with Ether, which you can see this as like a plug-and-play API infrastructure where you can just technically build anything on XRPL. Because right now, if a developer comes in and they want to build, they need a lot of time to like understand, read the documentation. It's like time consuming for even basic use cases like building a wallet or a dashboard. There's also some outdated documentation. And for the developers who are listening, you know that you need like multiple calls to the XRPL to fetch like balances, tokens, transactions, like manual data processing, all this complicated stuff where we want to abstract completely with Ether. So we just give you one API and you are ready to like basically do anything you want. You want to create a wallet, you take Ether, and with a very short period of time, you are able to do anything without getting, diving deep into this, let's say, unknown world.
Nice.
So yeah, this is like our plan.
And I've been poking around Base and stuff like that, using a wrapped ETH, and the fees are a lot lower than they used to be when I first started using ETH. Transaction wise, is that kind of what you're looking at too? Is more of like a layer 2, more stable fee structure, or is it actually right on ETH for the fees?
No, not really. I mean, are you talking about Ether?
Yeah.
No, it's not like a layer 2 or something. It's actually like it's built on top of XRPL, so you can see it like it's the middle layer between XRPL and like developers.
Gotcha.
So we take what the XRPL has, we abstract it, like we build everything in a simple, in a plug and play way, and we give that to the developers to just build anything they want without having to dive in the div. So it's not like a new network or something. It's just a layer on top of XRPL where anyone can tap in and build easily.
And that just allows more access to developers and therefore quicker, cheaper building. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Articulate. Did you want to jump in?
Thank you, Chris, and welcome back, panels. And I must say congratulations on the success you guys have been having recently. And just looking forward to the growth of your company and what you're building, because I think it's needed. And it sounds like what you're doing is kind of making available all the tools that XRP Ledger has. Sometimes they're buried in codes and stuff, but you're kind of making it more accessible to more people so that you could build products. I just wanted to find out from you in terms of the sentiment out there in with regulations and stuff and where we at right now. How what's the temperature there at Anodos Finance with especially DeFi just getting activated on the XRP Ledger? How does that how is that feeling right now in between worlds, I guess, because the switch just got flipped with DeFi, and then you're also waiting for the major move with regulators to kind of like make that a full move. How is the feeling in house?
So I believe that regulators need to still be educated, and I think hopefully we will see, let's say, crypto friendly and DeFi friendly, most importantly, approaches. So yeah, we have all these, let's say, new product, new use cases, which let's say take away the middleman. Always like lending, exchanging, creation of new assets or like business models. But yeah, we're hoping that we'll see some like good regulatory frameworks where are pro innovation, and also they like allow people to be their own bank, because I think that's the most important thing. And we have seen some let's say some approaches from maybe past regulators that wanted to restrict that and want to like let's say make the self-custody disappear and control it as much as possible. But hopefully that will not be allowed, and we will see some, let's say, crypto-friendly regulations. And that's what we're also trying to push, because we are DeFi advocates first of all, and we want. I mean, our mission is to enable everyone, like every individual, every business, to be their own bank. So I mean, we'll keep like fighting and doing that no matter what, and that's why we have decided to center Anodos Labs around like our upcoming mobile app, which is like it's a global on-chain and self-custodial neobank. So you can think of like I guess like big names like for example Revolut or Cash App. I mean all these different, let's say neobanks or digital banks.
Yeah.
But the difference here is that for the first time, because if these banks or like apps go away, you also lose your money. And we also know like from banks, they like all these, let's say, unnecessary fees, middlemen, like the way like the whole banking system works. I mean, these just go away with DeFi, and we want to make it like super simple for anyone to access all these great tools and services like in a single tap. So our end goal is to make XRPL and DeFi completely invisible to the end user. So that's where we are going now with this mobile app. You can call it also a financial super app, where the user never realizes they're using XRPL or blockchain or crypto. I mean, you just need to, for example, when you enter our app, and maybe I can share like a video of like our demo and flow, so I can like explain a few more things.
Yes.
He also made like a post about it on X, but I will share this one. So here, can you see my screen?
Not yet. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is like the demo we presented 2 weeks ago, like on the XRPL meetup. And this is what we're trying to build. So basically, this resembles technically like any other, let's say, digital banking app you have seen. But the magic is that, on the background, everything runs on XRPL, on stablecoins, on crypto rails.
Yeah.
But the process, the experience is exactly the same. So, for example, the user sees US dollars around, it's RLUSD doing all the magic. But why should the user know about it? I mean, they just want to have like savings. They want to send money in seconds, to a friend like who is like in the other corner of the world. Why they should know about all the, let's say, complexities of the process and what they need to do. So that the idea is, to bring this Web 2 and banking experience to the on-chain world, and at the same time offer like features that no other, let's say, bank or neobank can offer. For example, having access to all different, let's say, real-world assets. The 4% U.S. Treasury bond yield. That
ETFs maybe, I don't know.
ETFs. I mean, yeah, ETFs. If they come on chain, sure, because everything we will do it will be on chain. So every asset that comes on chain, we'll be able to offer it. You can think of on chain stocks, also just following like Corium and Solotex. Are excited about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can we want to integrate all these different type of things and assets, and be the connector where we basically integrate all this. And we build it in a way where the end user doesn't have to dive deep and understand how everything works. They just want to do their job, and within a single tap, they want to they save, spend, earn, whatever they want to do. Our goal is to basically just abstract this completely from the user, and offer, for example, also with this your own bank. So this is powered by our upcoming passkey-based wallet. So, just sign up with your biometrics, which creates an XRPL account or, blockchain account in the background. So you still own your keys, you are your own bank. So even if you go away, you still have your keys, you can extract your keys, import it to another wallet. So it's all these different features that only DeFi can offer. But DeFi must become invisible to the masses, enabled to see this, let's say, big adoption. So this is what we are trying to do. And we're trying to center everything around this app because, for example, the DEX all the XRPL core features, lending, all this kind of stuff will be integrated into this app in a very easy to use way. So yeah, this will be our flagship product, and this is where we want to like focus on. And Ether would be also the one that powers our app.
Yeah.
And more apps to come from the ecosystem.
I think it's important, what you're doing, because it kind of, takes out the pain points of adoption where, some of us probably have experience getting into the industry. And one of the things I wanted to find out from you, is this product or what you're building, is there going to be options for like a white label where if someone wants to, or integrations into exchanges, is this something that's possible with what you're building?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what's coming with Ether. So like, you can imagine not just like XRPL features, but also our features. So let's say we have like the card for spending, or like connections to like IBANs and like payments to payouts to like different currencies, like backs if you want to move like off chain. So yeah, all these kind of features we bring, and also that the XRPL offers, we will be able to like provide them. And any project will be able to take that and like build their own versions, their own like apps, and build on top of our own infrastructure.
That's really exciting, and I can definitely see, especially where we at with the how everything is going with legislation. I think it's key that these things are kind of here right now out the gate. So once everything goes live, somewhat people have places to go to learn or to build or to even start using this tech.
Like, for example, even for basic, let's say, crypto native features, like you have to pay gas fees, or like, for example, bridging now you have to bridge. I mean, why should the user
worry about that, right?
For example, starting with the gas fees, or like trust lines, which are like on XRPL, like all this add friction to the end user. And this is something that we will abstract completely on our upcoming app. I mean, the user never has to know that this is an XRPL account, that you have to load up with XRP to activate your account, that you need to have XRP to pay for every tap you do. Yeah. That should be like the problem for the project, for the company and developers building. So we will cover and abstract all this for the user. So I mean, this is like the main idea. And when it comes to bridging, for example, why would you need to bridge from Corium to XRPL, do all this manual process to like access yield or do something on a different chain? It should be done within a single tap, and all this process should be done on the background for the user. I mean, this is like the vision that we are envisioning, and hopefully will bring in the near future.
And last one before I hand it back over to Chris. I know that based upon what you just said, the Sologenic team is building and working on a liquidity router. So that's going to enable that cross-chain, porting of assets where you don't necessarily have to leave the wallet you're using to sign a transaction on another chain. So that's going to, I think, when that goes live, be able to add to what you're building and give more fluidity to the cross-chain flow.
Yeah, basically, here we have like Anodos. I can showcase some things. So here, like, I have my wallet connected, but I can like sign out. So for example, even like the wording, for example, sign in, you see like, obviously, most crypto projects use Connect Wallet. But Connect Wallet means nothing to the average person. They don't even know what that means. Why change these words and like create something new where already there are already established words from, let's say, Web 2 that everyone is familiar with? Why change this? So it's just sign in and sign out or sign up. There's no create wallet or on board to crypt, all these different like new terms. So this, even like with small details like that, I think are very important that I think most projects or people don't realize. But in the end, for the average person and for mass adoption, I think it plays a big role.
Yes.
So, here, for example, we have like the 3 basic XRP wallets, more coming soon with like Wallet Connect, like Trust Wallet, Joy, like Gearing, all these new things. MetaMask, there are like many wallets, but I think the main idea is for us is to bring like passkeys. being able to like either connect with your email, just create an account or sign in, like you already know the process from, let's say, Web2, or you sign in with your biometrics. It's like for passkeys, and within a few seconds, you just sign in or sign out or sign up. You don't have to let's say create a new wallet or a new account or download a new app and like all these different things you can do. So the idea is for us within a single tap, you go in, sign up with your biometrics, and then you have your account. No need to go anywhere else. But here for simplicity, I will connect with Gem Wallet, which is like a browser extension. All right, so here I have signed up, and this is like the exchange page where you can swap on XRPL, but also have integrated like on-ramps and off-ramps. So you can easily just, you want to just, top up your wallet with some XRP or some other assets. No need to go to an exchange or any other platform. The idea is to have this one-stop shop where you can do everything in a simple way within our platform. And also from you have, let's say, you want to sell some, XRP, whatever asset you want, crypto, and send it to your bank account or your card directly. Like there are like multiple options, like even PayPal. Just off-ramp it, send it back, sell it, and you can do that directly from platform. And then
Nice.
you can swap like any XRPL token that exists on XRPL. There are like thousands of tokens, but unfortunately only a few, let's say, quality ones. Hopefully we'll see more, especially real-world assets. So here, for example, with MXRP, just select the amount, and then you're just you can see here some information. Also, we have this feature where you can directly send this balance to another account instead of first swapping and then sending them the wants. Let's say they want RLUSD, but you have XRP. Obviously, you go here, you select the amount, and this is what they will receive instantly. So this is sent directly to this address you select. So this is just small details that we are playing and trying to like simplify things. Then obviously we have like the liquidity dashboard where this is like the AMM interaction where you can like interact with pools. You can like create your own pool here within a few seconds. Just select like the pair, the amounts, the initial fee you want, and just like that, you have a new pool created. You can add like liquidity here to existing pools. You can see here, like, for example, I have deposit here $4.6. You can see your balances. Also, the XRPL AMM has like some unique features like, fee voting. If you are in the top 8 LPs, you can like vote for the fees and, have a say. What fees are. There's also the auction mechanism, which is also like very unique, which is also like, you're basically buying a 24-hour slot to trade at near zero fees, which is very useful for, let's say, arbitrageurs or like big traders to avoid, let's say, the AMM pool fees. And this also benefits the rest of the liquidity providers. So these are like all the features that, the XRPL AMM has and we support. And then the portfolio dashboard, which, was finally launched this week after a lot of testing. You can see here different metrics about your account, like your total assets worth, pools, different assets you hold, like different metrics, like your pools, obviously, how much you own, fees earned, NFTs as well, and also some like transactions here, or like recent swaps. So this is like Anodos as a whole, and obviously we are always working on improvements, some new features that we can bring in. There's also like MXRP now. Here is just like a basic interface, but we will add more features soon. Where you'll be able to see like the TVL, like your, let's say, profits and other things. And
so is that just for holding MXRP? Because I think I understand it. Like there's two ways you can approach that, right? Like you can actually be part of the fund itself as a provider and get that liquidity or liquid staking token by actually contributing the liquidity. But you can just hold it, swap and hold it too. So are you acquiring that liquidity just by holding? Just wanted to verify that.
So yeah, basically, the result is the same. So you have the option where you can go to Midas platform directly, and you can mint MXRP by giving locking your XRP. So you give XRP, you mint MXRP, and there's this let's say new MXRP that's coming to the market. But then you can instead of doing that process, which you have to bridge to the EVM sidechain. Also, Midas is a regulated and licensed platform, so some jurisdictions are not available. But this here is the XRPL DEX. It's global, permissionless. It's an interface, with no restrictions.
So that's the important part of this, isn't it? Because the Midas product itself is not available to U.S. residents, if I understand.
Exactly. Yeah. And
right. So you've effectively bypassed that and opened it up to a truly global market.
Yes, that's right. And there's no reason. There's no difference if you just go to Midas and you mint there and do the whole process, or just buy here and swap directly on XRPL. There's no difference. You just, in the end of the day, you just hold MXRP in both scenarios, and you just earn by holding it. As the more you hold, the more its value grows. So when the time comes, you can just go here and swap back to XRP. So here, for example, we are right now, for example, one MXRP is a little above over one XRP, and every week that will grow.
Yeah.
So if the 10% API is maintained in 1 year, this will be 1.1 XRP. That's how it works. And you have also the alternative to just go to Midas platform and redeem for XRP. But in the end of the day, it's the same thing. No need to do all this process unless there is not, let's say, enough liquidity here on the XRPL DEX, and you have a huge amount, let's say a few 100,000 that you want to redeem, and this you have a huge price impact or slippage here. It's probably better to just go to Midas and redeem for without any slippage or impact and redeem from their platform. But otherwise, no need to do that.
And so it's been a while. I had Open Eden on the podcast, quite a while ago, maybe even before you were on the last time. That's how long ago it was. And so we were talking about the T-bill, the U.S. Treasury's tokenized, and we're saying, well, if it's an XRPL asset and any asset on the XRPL can bridge to Corium, does that mean we can just actively trade it on Corium? And he said, well, the whitelisting would have to follow it. Again, this is going back a long time. Things have changed, and definitely the political climate around securities and crypto assets has changed a lot.
Unfortunately, for example, at opening this T-bill is available only to accredited investors, people who sign up and have a specific amount of money, which in the end of the day, I think it doesn't work. It's that's not what we want in the DeFi world. But they also have, for example, OpenID has also the yield-bearing stablecoin, which automatically, like MXRP does, they do it for the tokenized treasuries. Just hold the stablecoin and it adds the yield automatically.
Gotcha. So you don't need the actual T-bill security. I got you. So it's the same. Interesting.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they haven't brought it to XRPL yet. I think maybe there's also Anodos Finance, which also recently partnered with Ripple. And they will bring also their. I think they have brought it already, but it's also again the accredited investor, let's say, tokenized bonds. But they also have the yield-bearing stablecoin, not yet on XRPL. But I think the idea is to bring these open permissionless tokens for that anyone can have access to. But I think they're waiting for the MBT amendments. So once that that's live and they can issue these assets on XRPL, and hopefully we can finally have access, which can create, I think, a lot of new activity on XRPL. Because imagine now also creating a pool with ARDUSD and this yield-bearing stablecoin, which is like again like with XRP and MXRP, which is taking almost zero impermanent loss. There are two stablecoins. There's just some yield on the other side, but it's very secure. So no need to let's say risk your XRP or like any other token. Just have pure, let's say, dollars, tokenized dollars, with some extra yield earning on top of it, and it's like very safe way to earn yield. So yeah, this is very much needed on the XRP ecosystem.
And you don't have any lockups or anything like that when you're earning yield this way, right? You're just fully liquid 24/7. So yeah, it's a big.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the power of DeFi. You have all these different new assets and like asset classes, even like for example, real estate, fractional real estate, all these different things that anyone can have access to. And I think that's the goal as well, and that's what we want to also provide through our mobile app, where anyone can have access to any assets at any time, with no restrictions, and within a single tap. That's the main idea, without having to do any complex process.
No, it's good. And with your connection or partnership with Axler, the accelerator there, do you see or maybe it's there already, do you see a Cosmos based login on there? I see you had MetaMask and that. Do you see like a Kepler or Cosmos based wallet coming there soon?
You mean like on XRPL or on Anodos?
Yeah, on your platform too for a login there.
I mean, the idea is, it's good, but we would like to. I mean, if we expand like more chains, I think we'll have. I mean, for XRPL EVM side chain makes sense, but I would say like expanding like to more chains, it might be, let's say, more confusing. Something that we don't want to do, because there are like, let's say, many multi-chain platforms out there, but we want to do it in a careful and, let's say, invisible way. I mean, yes, now we will integrate the EVM sidechain. We have the bridging type of way, but the idea is to be able to do it within our platform directly and like in a simple way. But I think if we add like this many chains and also wallets, might be also a bit confusing. I mean, we could add that in within our own wallet, our embedded like Passkey wallet, to support these chains. But I think if you go to any other platform, you will see like especially like EVM chains or like Solana, or you'll see like hundreds of available wallets to connect. So imagine what that feels for the average person if they see like all these hundreds of options and they don't know which wallet is the best, what they should choose. So the idea for us is to make it work, but in an invisible way. But sure, I mean, as I said, like the future is multi-chain. So yeah.
Yeah, well, and as the liquidity becomes more unified, there's less need for that also, right? Like, because the tools are there to, like you said, do this in the background, get that person's access where they want it.
For example, for Axelar or like the IBC, like on Corium Bridge, whatever it is, we want it to be like in a way where you're on XRPL. Or ideally the user shouldn't know what chain. They just have the account, they have this platform, and they want, let's say, access to a different asset or protocol that exists on another chain. But the idea is that they just do it directly from XRPL with a single tap. So they want, let's say, an asset that it's only on Corium. Why they should know that this is on Corium, and why they should know that they have to bridge and like do all this process. They just have to be able to through this bridge and all this technology that exists to make it invisible for them. So they just single tap, swap, and they have access to this token. They just hold this token without doing all this process manually. So we need to do that for them. So yeah, that's the idea.
And removing the friction, in my opinion, especially for what you're building, the XRPL has really come a long ways in the last year or so as far as accessibility, right? Like the reserve fee was lowered, which was a huge barrier. 10 XRP at the time. So imagine now it'd be $30 just to open a wallet.
I think even now, it's better obviously, but you need like 1 XRP to activate the wallet, the account. You need 0.2 XRP for every trust line, like all these different things. But I still think like this is high. especially if because we have been working with Ripple for the sponsored fees amendment, and we've been pushing for that. So this is under development. So with this amendment, we'll be able to sponsor all these fees and reserves for the user. So we pay, and as I said, the user never knows about these things. But yeah, I think this is still high. But even for people that let's say are in countries that this, let's say, one XRP, which was $3 now, can be a daily worth of income for them. I think it's still too high, so it needs to be in the forms of cents at the most.
Mm-hmm. And are you hearing any movement towards that, like getting a change like that has to go through governance, I believe?
So basically, we have already voted because we are one of the main validators. And wait, I can show you here some things to the community and whoever is listening. So here, for example, if you go to XRP Scan, we have the validator section. So here you can see different metrics, but there's the UNL, which are the top 35 validators that can actually vote for amendments and let's say their say matters, and we are one of them. So we have already voted for 0.1 XRP base reserve fee, which is the activation account, and for 0.01 XRP for reserves and trust lines, different kind of things. So we have already done that, and there are already some others. You can see here this one, XRP Labs also voted for the same, XP Market. So you can see here live who votes for what. So I think there's already some action that these reserves and fees need to be lowered. But obviously, we need to reach majority, and most people must move around it. But yeah, hopefully we will see that soon. But yeah, I think it's a good start, and it's good to see this, let's say, transparent system where anyone can see who is voting for what, and they can discuss and change their opinion on why they should vote lower, which is also the case for amendments and new features.
Yeah, well, and it might seem trivial to the end user to say, well, changing it from 1 to 0.1 XRP, what's the big deal? Let's get this done already. But it is a big deal. That is actually the spam protection. That's the security of the XRPL.
It's 10 times lower, which can also be a 10 times lower cost for the projects that would pay for this fees, and also for the users that we have to activate. So yeah, I think it's a huge difference, paying $3 than paying 30 cents for this.
Yeah, well, and then in the lag time that it takes to change it too, right? So let's say you lower it down to accommodate the current price in the market. If something happens that the XRP asset drops down significantly, then that also affects that security and reserve fee, everything along with it. So yeah, big decisions to make. And so for those listening, that's why they have to go through this process that makes the XRPL as strong and as resilient as it is. It's a very thorough process by design to make sure that the amendment is proper and going to be good, because it takes time to reverse it. If there's a problem or it needs to be changed. So it's important.
I think that's what I also love about XRPL, that it's safety first, and the security of the network, and carefully examining everything. Also, that's not ideal for every single thing, and maybe some, let's say, developers don't prefer that. But I think it's what maybe an advantage of that XRP has over other networks. Also, saying smart contracts, their risks, exploits. That also XRPL is almost immune to it, because everything is built in, thoroughly tested. Everyone has access to all these kind of features. So no one that you can just connect your wallet, approve something, and then just lose your funds. That's thankfully not an option on XRPL. You can just make a malicious, let's say, approval, and then someone sometime in the future, an exploit happens, and your funds are drained. So this XRPL is very safe. I think it's very practical for end users, and this is another reason why we're building here, other than being long time community members and like followers and holders of XRP. It's like very safe and very practical for end users, which it works for these, let's say, real world applications.
Yeah, and I think a common misunderstanding, is the XRPL, doesn't allow smart contracts. If you go to Certic, it's it scores the XRPL on smart contracts. The difference is they're baked into the actual infrastructure.
Exactly.
The code
XRP
itself.
doesn't have programmability to build your own things, but
Right.
technically every feature is a smart contract. Every new amendment is technically a smart contract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it often gets overlooked that there is smart contracts on the XRPL. They're just secure, very secure, because they're done that way. So that's great. I'll turn it back over to Articulate there quick before we wind down. But one question I did have is the app. Is there a timeline that you're able to give? And I know in this industry timelines are terrible, so I don't need a precise one. Just kind of a feeling, if you could.
So yeah, I would say that the aim is like for early 2026. That's I can obviously give you a specific date, because also with Anodos, we ideally wanted to launch that much earlier, but like a new bugs comes out, like more tests need to be added, or like some new features that we want to add. So and this app is like even bigger. Like you have all these big integrations, like we have partnered with like for example Schumann, like some, let's say, big names that will also like help us let's say provide like different, let's say, off-chain and on-chain features, like virtual IBANs, like to send, for example, you send US dollars or euros from a bank account and you instantly receive like stable coins on our app. Also, as I said, the idea, the user never sees that. It's like they're sending from a bank to another bank. They have the IBAN, and the process is like painless and seamless. So this integrations like that, also cards for spending, being able to spend like your XRP, your assets, any on-chain asset that you hold, and yield generation, obviously, like tokenized treasuries, lending, all this kind of stuff. These are like big things and big integrations that will combine into one app. But yeah, we're getting there, and hopefully there won't be like any or big delays. But yeah, we'll update more and more as we get closer.
And so with IBAN, does that put you in the position that you could go after payroll deposit at some point?
That's actually, that's, when we launch, it'll be like first individual first, and then the next update, the next stage is like business and corporate accounts. So yeah, we want to allow basically businesses to have this bank account, because technically it's a bank account, but it's decentralized. So they have access to these tools like payroll, corporate cards to like pay for their expenses, and like a place to also not just save or like keep their and manage their treasury, but also like earn yield on top of for their working capital or their idle capital, instead of like sitting on like just plain US dollars or stable coins. Why not just put it on a yield bearing stable coin like OpenEden or like on Finanace with 4% yield, which is like extra money for the business. So yeah, obviously, yeah, this is like tools and features that we also plan for to offer to businesses.
Nice. Articulate, did you want to pick up?
Yeah, no, we're almost pressed for time a little bit, but that was where I was getting to, Chris, with the enterprises. I know that BlackRock and Securitize is in the conversation now, and a lot more onboarding of enterprises and institutions is happening, from the Ripple perspective, and them getting access to utilize the XRP ledger. How much is there going to be, like, I know you're building it mostly for, say, the retail to get access to, similar to what Ripple is doing with the banks, you're doing it with just for retail. How much of these, how accessible would these, say, products be to like the everyday user? I know that it probably requires some KYC or something for some of them, but is there is there a streamlined process where, as they're available, they become available in the app where people can readily access those products?
So yeah, I mean the flow that we are working on is that obviously you have to do like KYC to get access to
Right.
certain services like the cards for spending, or like the virtual IBANs, like this let's say banking like accounts, and like being able to, for example, you are from let's say our app, you're holding US dollars, which is RUSD, and you want to pay a friend or send money to a friend or a business to like their bank account. So yeah, I mean that's will be able to be done seamlessly. So obviously you need like KYC and the email process for this. So the flow we're thinking, you sign up when you get into like the onboarding process. Obviously, you create the, let's say, the XRPL account through passkeys, and then you do the KYC. So the process is exactly the same as any other neobank or digital bank. So you need to do the KYC from the beginning on the onboarding process, and then you have access to all the features and future let's say features that we will bring. So yeah, I mean this is like in order to stay like compliant, and
Right.
yeah, you have to like have these processes, but everything like will be on chain. So there's like credentials on XRPL which allow DIDs, decentralized identities, which allow for on-chain KYC. So no need, I mean we will never hold any custody of user funds or data. We don't want to do that. So everything we do will be on chain. So this will also like powered by XRPL feature, like credentials. So the KYC you will do will be actually saved on the XRPL itself on chain and encrypted. So yeah, and then after that you're ready to like access any other feature. But yeah, obviously all these practices need to be in place for everything to work, and have it like accessible globally, and being able to give these great tools to everyone.
And last one, I know we're going to end soon. Now, with permission domains on the horizon, is that also going to be integrated where people who qualify can enter that portal and probably be able to arbitrage between the different parts of the XRP ledger?
Yeah, I mean that's like more on the like Anodex side. So yeah, Anodex will be like our only, let's say, crypto focus or crypto facing product, because it's for crypto users, for XRP users. But while our mobile app, our neobank, will be for the everyday person in business. They will never know it's blockchain, XRPL, or whatever. So yeah, Anodex will remain, let's say, crypto focused product, and everything that the XRPL brings out, we want to support, and that includes like permission domains, lending, whatever. But I would say, obviously, I mean, of course, permission DEX, I think, will be like a big feature that yeah. But I mean, permission DEX, I mean, yeah, as Ripple said, you have to do KYC because be like in a control environment, being able to like transact with institutions like enterprises. So yeah, I mean, this also comes with like a on-chain KYC with credentials, which I think everything like comes into place. But yeah, we'll be very happy to support this as well, and anything that the community like wants and we see demand of.
All right, thank you. Turn it back over to Chris.
Awesome. I was going to get you to make sure we didn't miss anything there before we go, but I did have one more question that popped up out of that. Real quick one. Of the proposals that are, or the amendments that are up for voting right now, which one would be most interesting or most important to you at the moment?
So right now, you mean like from the the current ones that are under voting? So I would say like BATS transactions are the number one, and the main reason is because basically you can do like many transactions into one, and you can also like, other than the ability for the first time for platforms to like start charging like some fees and like make themselves sustainable, because we see all the other ecosystems, every platform or every interface charges some type of fee for their services they provide, and that's not possible unfortunately on XRPL yet. So technically most XRPL projects can't like make any revenue. So yeah, for the first time with batch transactions, projects and developers will be able to monetize their services. And then you'll be able to also abstract different types of features, for example, trust lines. which I mean they're like, let's say, good safety feature for XRPL, but it's a friction for the end user. So with batch transactions, you'll be able to like, I mean, you will never have to like actually deal with trust lines again. It will be done under the batch transaction. So you can like just, let's say you don't have a token, you don't hold it, but you want to swap. So you just click the swap and that's it. And you'll automatically hold it without needing to add the trust line manually. So that's what batch transactions allow you to do. So this is like the number one. And then I would say probably like there's like the MPT, which will allow like a new type of assets, like real world assets, because it allows.
That one's been around for a while. So is that just because it requires some extensive testing and
I think it's because it's like a new type of asset, so it's like a hybrid between like a fungible and non-fungible token. Right. So it's like something new to XRPL, and I think there was like a few issues on how different projects and platforms will like integrate that, and you can like break some things with the existing XRPL system. So yeah, I think everything has been like worked on, so that's why it was like delayed. So I mean MPTs, and then I mean there are like many exciting new features. I mean token escrow as well. Like for the first time, also you'll be able to escrow and lock other tokens other than XRP. And this also opens up new use cases, like you can lock like your LP tokens, which are like your liquidity into the AMM. Also now projects can, let's say, safely say that let's say these funds are not accessible, and they can prove it on chain. So they can like create different types of escrows for their like tokens. So I think this is also very exciting. And then you mentioned like the permission decks, which will allow, let's say, more institutional enterprises to come in. Yeah, I would say these are the most exciting.
Yeah. Batch transactions on top of everybody's Christmas list there, I think, from what I hear. And so I appreciate that. And before we wrap up there, I just want to make sure that we've put some light on everything that's important for you to get out while we're here today. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on yet that you'd like to add?
I think like everything is like pretty much covered. Just like again, like to thank like the community and everyone who is listening, because everything we have done is like based like on community's feedback and like listening to what they actually need, what they want to see as an app, as a product. So I think it's always valuable to hear what the community has to say and like try to basically build together with the community. And unfortunately, we don't see that with like many projects. I know that many projects have their own ideas, their own vision, and but some just keep building their own stuff, ignoring the community, and in the end of the day, they complain why no one is using their products, or why the community is complaining. So I think it's very important to listen to the community. Very happy to always like help guide anyone who needs help. We have like on X or Discord, we are always open to like not just about Anodos or like our project, but generally the XRPL ecosystem. We're always like willing to guide anyone and provide any answers.
Well, I appreciate that, Panos. You're a wealth of knowledge and a strong advocate for the XRPL and well respected in the community because of that. So I really appreciate you taking the time. That's certainly why I place such close attention to your X account, because there's a lot of value there, and you're definitely one of the community leaders that is working hard for everybody out there. So I really appreciate that and your time that you have spent here again today with us for the update. Please keep us up to date when that super app's drawing near. I'd love to have you back on and talk about that as it's about to roll out. And might have to bug you for some tech support if needed. I will be looking at putting some pools up on the XRPL here in the days.
For sure, yeah. So. Anything you want, just ping me up, and happy to help.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And for those listening or watching and listening to the stream here, we will be dropping down to a regular X space just to talk about crypto Web3 real quick before we wrap up the day for us here completely today. And I've extended the offer to Panos there, but it is pretty late at night there. So I appreciate you staying up a little late for us as is. So I understand if you're not, it's more just about the community, just to have some fun and it's a quick conversation once a week there. So for those that are wanting to join that, just give us a couple of minutes after we wind down to pop that up, and we'll be chatting with you a little bit more here today. So just a reminder to support our sponsor here, Quorum Community DAO and Validator, and make sure you give Panos and Anodos Finance and team there a like, follow, and stay up to date with what they're doing. Some very powerful tools and just a good leader in this space in general. Tons of educational content. We didn't even touch on the author part of it. We dove into that in previous podcasts. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Panos specifically, check out the previous episodes. We dove a little deeper, went a little bit longer, and I really appreciate all that. So thanks again, Panos, and thank you everybody for tuning in here. We will be back again next Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific, for episode 97. Thank you for all your support and everybody in the chat. I see lots of chatter, but I didn't see too many specific questions, so hopefully I didn't miss anything. I'll be doing a follow-up after. If I did, I'll try and get answered whatever needs to be answered there. So thanks again, everybody. Peace and prosperity to you all.
Thanks, everyone.